I know this sounds crazy, all right, you know, but I'm just telling you what I saw. It's about 5:30, 20 to 6 in the evening, and I was out here and I noticed this wavy looking thing above the trees over here on the right. And I kept thinking, what is that? And I thought it was some type of weather phenomenon. And it moves forward and it stops between the crepe myrtle tree out here and the wood line. And then it pulls forward on this side, right between there. And all of a sudden, there is an alien appearing in front of the crepe myrtle tree. He had a human body, but he had a creature's head. Now, I didn't tell anybody about E.T., nobody even that lived in my home. And I noticed that there was a sighting of a UFO over on Conway, and I thought, I bet that's him. This is something that is not cute, gray, little. He had extremely strong jawbones, very pronounced. That was actually one of the first things I noticed. His eyes stuck way out of their sockets. And he only took maybe 3 or 4 steps forward, and he grabbed onto a pole and he started to climb. And as he started to climb, he stops and then he swings around and he stared right at me. And at that point, I was pretty scared, to be honest with you. I thought I'm in trouble. And MUFON told me to put up the hunting trackers. This one faces the ET tree, all right? And it also will catch a little bit of the sky up there. I look at them every 24 hours. And then over here, this one is my newest one. It's going to take that opening right there. I don't think it's something that they're going to bring out into the public. I think there's a lot of reasons for that, for panic, especially if they look like that alien that was in my backyard. So it's just something that I think that is interesting. I went through a lot psychologically trying to deal with what I saw, and he might have been a nice alien. But if that was his happy face, then we've got real problems, I can tell you that.
Purely by chance, I've managed to track down 3 primary witnesses who reportedly saw the live alien.
Can you describe to us what happened in January of 1996?
A gente estava voltando do serviço que ela trabalhava.
So it was around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This was not the usual way that they would take to go back home.
E olhei, falei assim, só para elas assim, gente, olha ali.
She saw a little creature that was really sweating. It was like a little person, but with no hair whatsoever, red eyes, and 3 horns. She pointed to the other girls and started running the other way.
If they all had the opportunity to speak to the world about their experience, what would they like the world to know?
Para mim não foi boa, não. Se fosse para me passar por isso hoje, eu não passaria.
They said it wasn't a good experience at all. If they could choose, they wouldn't go through it again.
Em tudo, no trabalho, na escola.
She said it affected everything, like from friendships to work to school, people getting away from them, people thinking they were, crazy or something.
Alguém pode chegar, não, foi assim, pegamos e levamos para tal lugar.
She just says that she hopes that one day the whole thing will come clear and she will, her word will be taken seriously and they'll know that she was always telling the truth.
I was here with Vineet, a friend from New Zealand, another friend, a local friend, and one friend from Bombay. And at that point we were camping right there, if you can see, right where right now the other 2 friends of mine are sitting. Anyways, so we camped. The next day we woke up 12:30, straight top light. We were sitting,
sunbathing,
completely sunbathing, doing nothing, just sunbathing. Vineet and my Bombay friend, they were inside the tents, and me, the New Zealand guy, and the local guy. We were just relaxing in the sun, sunbathing, and all of a sudden from there, from across the lake, if you can see over there, we saw like a white balloon, like a huge balloon. Now you'll think I'm crazy for saying this, but this is what we actually saw. The entire thing happened within 2 minutes.
Because I could hear them saying it's a balloon, or it's a party balloon or something like that.
At first it looked like a balloon. At first I was convinced it was a balloon. I thought somebody was having a party. Then as soon as it came slightly closer, I was like, maybe it's not a party balloon, it looks like a weather balloon. And it started coming closer, right from there. It came almost over here. As soon as it was over here, it did not move like a weather balloon, because if it was a weather balloon, I think it would be more shaky. It was quite windy, you know, and it wasn't moving like a weather balloon. It was moving just like a drone, somebody flying a drone, just like, until it came really close, right over there to that small little hump. Maybe about 100 meters before that hump, there's a small little hill. And the moment it reached there, our eyes were all locked on the balloon thingy, I don't know what the hell it was. And as soon as it reached the ground, it just went shoo.
And I could hear them say, it just landed, and we all ran towards it, you know.
We looked at each other. I was like, that is not a balloon. That just maneuvered itself and landed over there. We ran immediately. Our first instinct was to just run all the way to that, and it's probably about 100 meters, right?
Yeah.
You can see it, it's about 100 meters over there. And we reached there, and I thought it's crashed right there, right? Where would it go? But there was nothing over there. There was absolutely nothing.
Like half of us, we came back, and Ronbea, he was there, and then we realized that thing wasn't small. It was like bigger than him.
Exactly.
It was really big.
That means it was close to about 14
Like
to 15 feet.
how tall are you?
I'm about 6.
Yeah, it was like it must be like around 10 feet or something.
So an object that is about 10 feet big, what the hell happened? Like, where would it go? I mean, we would find it. It was right there. We saw it land over there, and it wasn't there.
Okay, now at this point, I'm sure every one of you is thinking, I have lost my mind completely. So when this actually happened with us back in 2015, the rational part of me at that point totally wrote off the fact that it was a UFO or a random thing that we saw. We weren't really thinking about it. It was only once I came back to Manali and this thought was still there in my head that we saw something. I went onto the internet and I researched. I just typed Chandatal UFO thinking that something might pop up, and comes along one crazy article on indiatoday.in written in 2012, but about an incident that happened in 2004 about a bunch of geologists and glaciologists, a 5-member team, and they were associated with the Indian Space Research Organization doing a research over there, and these guys had a huge encounter with the same thing. And why I say the same thing is because they actually took a picture of it. When I saw the picture, I was like, damn, that is exactly the thing that we saw. So Dr. Anil Kulkarni, a senior ISRO scientist who has been mapping the glaciers for a quarter century, and his team members saw what appeared to be a robot floating a few inches above the ground, approaching the camp along the mountain slope. The oblong object between 3 to 4 feet high kept moving down the slope towards the team. It had a cylindrical head with 2 balloon-type attachments, a body, hands and 2 legs. It seemed to be walking, planting and pacing its steps like a human being. Now when I read this, it flipped my mind because it reinstates what I actually saw over there. Because till now I was thinking, okay, maybe we saw something, maybe it's something in our own heads. But no, a lot of people have seen this.
So this is the spot. I just walked that 150 meters from the camp, and as you can see, you can't really see the camp because this is like a small hillock, and it landed somewhere over here. I swear to God, we were here within about a minute. Not even a minute, under a minute, like 40 seconds we were here, and just whatever it was a physical object. So it had to land somewhere. And that was the rational me is saying, okay, if it landed here, obviously it's got to be here, right? It's a balloon, probably it's stuck on a piece of rock, or you know, how far could have it gone? Like, there's so many rocks over here. Where did it go? That was the big question. Where did it go? Now, similar to me, a couple of years later, my friend Dhira and her brother and her full family were here, and they were here during the night, and they had another similar interesting story to say. So I think it's better if we go to that spot and let her explain.
Am I supposed to talk to you or the cam?
You can talk to the camera, you want to talk to me.
God, I'm really shy. Okay, fine.
Talk to the camera.
Fine. So we were camping around that area, like a little bit above the lake, and there was a couple of, and it was quite dark, it was already quite late, and there was a couple of Punjabi guys that camped near us, and then they got really sick and whatever, so Raghu and me, we decided we had to like drive them and drop them lower down. So in the middle of the night, we packed the stuff into our car and we're like driving back, and it's quite dark, and it's like, I mean, you couldn't really make out the mountains, but yeah, anyway, so we're driving down this road, and in the middle, like, I looked to the left, and just about here, like somewhere up here, it was either this area or maybe slightly further, like there, I see like I mean, it looked pretty small. It was like a small, round, sort of glowing ball that was just like floating in the sense like it was moving quite fast, like moving across the mountain quite fast. And at first I thought like, oh my god, there's a road up there, so it's obviously like a car light or something, but it was going like in a straight line and it was moving across too fast. And then like, because we'd driven here earlier, so I was like, there isn't a road up there, like there's only this one road that comes up from this side. So anyway, so it zooms up, and then I'm still looking at it, and suddenly it starts like shaking quite violently, and I can't see it anymore. And because the guys behind us were pretty altitude, like they had got altitude sickness, and they were quite delirious and they weren't making sense, so I was just like, shit, maybe I am also like out of it a bit. And I looked at Raghu, and he was driving, and I said, Raghu, I feel like I might be sick as well. And then he's like, no, I just saw that too. And then I was like, what? Like the ball thing or whatever? And he's like, yeah, I just saw it. And then we were so freaked out that we didn't really want to keep talking about it, because we were like all alone. It was pitch black, like there was no one around and stuff, so it's just a bit freaky, so we just sort of didn't talk about it or whatever. But it was a really weird experience.
So that's her story. What do you have to say to that? Weird, right?